Hello students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all are doing good. Now, I believe that by now you all are familiar with the process of news writing and you have also practiced how to write a news story. With that, you're also familiar with different terminologies that are used in the process of news writing. That includes the inverted pyramid style, headline, byline, dateline, and 5Ws, 1H, etc. So let's begin our discussion on electronic media today. And as you can see on the screen, today we will talk about some basic concepts that are used in photography and videography. Toward the end of this lecture, I'll also discuss an assignment that is related to this. After this, you will work on a picture assignment that is worth 20 points, 20 marks, and I'll discuss that in detail when I get to that stage. So before I begin, I also want to tell you that there were so many things that actually I had planned to teach at the beginning of the semester. But as you know, because of this pandemic and because the college is closed and we are busy in online teaching. So in this phase, we are essentially focusing only on those things that we think are really, really necessary for your learning, like the things that you might need in everyday life. Not only that, also the things that are important for your learning in terms of if some of you want to pursue mass communication for their major. So let's get started. Before I begin, I also wanted to share this with you, that the slides that I'm going to share with you soon, I did not create them. Instead, I found them on the internet. The source is mentioned at the bottom of each picture or each slide. I found these images to be useful, and then I decided to use them for my students' understanding. I also want to thank the producer of these images for creating them and for lending them, of course, on internet for educational purposes. So you can see right here at the bottom, the source is mentioned. Before using them for this lecture, I tweaked these slides a bit. Like I omitted the ones that I thought were not really appropriate at this stage, especially in the teaching of a 100 level course. So I kind of omitted those slides. I also added some. So here you see the changed version from the one which was available on internet. All right, so first we'll start discussing some rules that are used in the process of photography. The first thing that I wanted to teach you is the rule of third. So you can see on the screen, it's described here. Let me describe you what it is, and then we can go over the content which is mentioned on screen. So rule of third is when you actually divide the image that you are seeing mentally in vertical and horizontal lines, as you can see here. So whenever you are going to photograph a person, or let's say a couple person or even more, so what you should be doing, you should do this mentally. So divide the whole image in two vertical and two horizontal lines, the way you see here, and then try to put the object at the intersection of these lines. This is what we call the rule of third. You can go over the content which is mentioned here on the screen, and I hope it will make things easier for you to understand. Even then you have problem, no worries, you can write me email or call me whenever you feel like. I think rule of third is explained better in this picture. You see here a lady is photographed, and you can see that the photographer has actually placed the lady at the intersection of lines, either on right side or well, you can do either on right side or left side. In this case, the photographer has done it on the left side, but we generally apply this rule whenever we are taking pictures, and the purpose is to make our image really, really powerful. Like, it's a rule which is generally applied. The purpose is to make the picture, like I said, more meaningful and impactful. So I would encourage if you follow the rule in your picture assignment, but this is again not necessary. It depends on a person's aesthetics, and it also depends on your judgment. um, all right, the next term that I wanted to teach you is headroom. So headroom is the space between the top of a person's head and then the top of screen. In this case, in this picture, you see two examples. One is correct and the other one is incorrect. And you can see the correct example presents a more powerful image. So this is what we mean by headroom. I would like you to be careful about these things when you're working on your picture assignment. Next is nose room. Now, the purpose of uh, considering nose room in your photography assignment is to make sure that you actually present a detailed or sufficient background to your viewer. And here again, two examples are given. One is correct and one is incorrect. And you can see the example given in the correct picture is more meaningful, it's more powerful. Um, all right, the next we will discuss shots, some camera shots. They can be used in photography, they can also be used in videography. So the first shot is extreme long shot. You can see two persons are photographed here, and this is an extreme long shot. It shows the persons uh, in details.